As a kid who was born in the 90s, I owned a Super Nintendo and I played a ton of Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island. I absolutely ate these two games up as a kid, playing these iconic Mario titles. And my uncle also owned a Nintendo Entertainment System as well, and I played a ton of hours on the original Super Mario Brothers games. I really loved Super Mario Brothers 3. I think that was probably where they really hit their stride, and Super Mario World and Yoshi's Islands have become iconic titles in my gaming experience. And with all great properties, a film must be made from it. So the Super Mario Brothers movie coming out in 2023, it wasn't the first time we actually saw these iconic characters on the big screen. We have to go back a few years, back to the 90s. To 1993, Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo did star as Mario and Luigi in a film that completely seems different and like a left turn was made. Some translations was lost in the process of this film. And it is quite different than anything that you would imagine a movie of the iconic games would look like. It seems a little off. And going into this, I hadn't seen this in at least since I was a kid. And I remember watching this as a kid, but only on like a VHS tape that my grandparents had recorded. That's the only thing I really remember from the movie. I remember the big giant Koopas with a small dinosaur head, and I remember what I thought was Bowser at the time being completely weird. I'm like, what the heck, where's Bowser in this? And why aren't the Mario Brothers wearing their iconic red and green colors? It's the only thing I really remember. And so I was kind of planning this episode out because the new Super Mario Brothers, the movie, is coming out. I was trying to track down this 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie, and I was striking out on all the streaming platforms. And I was like, well, I may not be able to get it. I might have to go check it out from the library or something. But then I came across a copy in the Walmart bargain bin. Don't sleep on the DVD section of the bargain bin. At Walmart, I found a copy of the Super Mario Brothers on DVD. And I don't really go for DVDs anymore, but this was calling my name. And I do hold great pride that I own the Super Mario Brothers DVD on my shelf now. So that's a great pride there, I guess. Take that with what you will. But anyway, Super Mario Brothers. I put this in expecting to really go into it with, this movie's going to suck. I'm just doing this for the podcast. Maybe put this out on YouTube to have a conversation with people on the film and just bash it just for the fun of it. However, there's something to it that actually isn't half bad. It's not like a great movie by any means. It's definitely not one of the best video game movies of all time. But there is some kind of charming factor to the movie and some of the characters that I have to give some praise to. This movie does follow Mario and Luigi as they have this plumbing business that is kind of struggling in the real world of Brooklyn. And, of course, they meet this young lady who is Daisy, who is being chased down by these two interesting characters, if you will. Daisy gets kidnapped, and of course Mario and Luigi do try to rescue her, and they get sucked into this other dimension of Brooklyn known as the Mushroom Kingdom. And of course, in that Mushroom Kingdom is a big overlord of Mr. Koopa, or Mayor Koopa, whatever his name is, but not Bowser. It's kind of weird. They always called him Big King Koopa or whatever. So it's definitely a different turn. It's a lot darker and kind of grittier looking. There's no bright, vibrant colors that we're used to from seeing from the video games that we played so many countless number of hours of. So that's definitely kind of a red flag for me. I was like, why didn't we choose to go with the bright colors, make it kind of trippy, hypnotic, whatever the case may be? Instead we have this grungy looking universe. It is kind of fascinating because when we do first start off the movie, it talks about dinosaurs and how this meteorite destroyed the dinosaurs and basically kicked the dinosaurs into this other dimension. And so essentially these dinosaurs are trying to break out and become, or this head dinosaur, Koopa, and this head dinosaur, aka King Koopa, played by Dennis Hopper, in a really pretty good performance. I think, give Dennis Hopper what it was. He was hamming it up, and I much appreciated that. But essentially King Koopa is trying to find this meteorite that Daisy does possess, and try to merge the worlds and kind of dehumanize the real world of Brooklyn and make them primitive again. Kind of an interesting complex because they're referring to themselves as dinosaurs, but they're clearly kind of humanoid something or others. It's an interesting concept, and for the world of Mario, I think that an animated movie is probably going to be best suited for this instead of live action. And if they were going to make a live action, you would have to do something like what they did with Detective Pikachu, kind of a hybrid of action. But anyway, back in '93, we didn't have hybrid action animated films. We didn't have this blend of animation. There was a Super Mario TV show that didn't have really great animation, and I didn't watch that. But I've seen clips, but I'm not touching that. But anyway, the interesting thing about this movie is that it's never boring. It's just completely head scratching. The decisions that they just choose to do in this movie. Bob Hoskins and Luigi at one point are getting interrogated, and they ask them what their first name is, and Mario just says Mario, and they ask him what's his last name, and he says Mario. And this is all check out because it is the Mario brothers, because they asked Luigi what's his first name, it's Luigi, and his last name is Luigi Mario. And I always knew it's the Mario brothers, but hearing it out loud, it seems weird that Luigi Mario. But why is Mario's name Mario and it's Mario? Very strange to me, but it's something that's said out loud it doesn't ring well in the ears. And as a script, as a line, it's rather corny. But also kind of got a chuckle out of me because I knew that scene was coming, but hearing it in its full context of the movie seems really odd. But I digress. One of the big takeaways here is that we don't have an iconic character of Princess Peach. We do have Daisy, which is introduced later on in some of the titles from Super Mario Brothers. So that's interesting. They were kind of ahead of the curve with this Daisy character possibly. And we also see Yoshi as a full dinosaur, and it's kind of haunting, but he's kind of cool at the same time. Another thing I really liked about this movie is that I think that even though John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins are not really great as Mario and Luigi, I think they do have some fun here. John Leguizamo, seeing him portray Luigi, I think he was actually pretty decent casting. Bob Hoskins, and it seems definitely different, but he kind of has that look of Mario, so I do appreciate that. Having King Koopa, be this mixture of dinosaur human, it's hard to believe. You have to extend your disbelief quite a bit to try to buy that these humans are actually dinosaurs, and especially when they go back and have this machine that turns people back into dinosaurs, it is really, really interesting and strange. And of course, you get the big Koopa Troopers guys that are huge, menacing characters with really small dinosaur heads. It makes it even more confusing. But at the same time, it is not a horrible watch. There's some entertainment to be had here because you are kind of laughing about some of the decisions this movie takes, but there's also some interesting concepts here. They do incorporate some different Mario aspects, like the bomb and these different the boots and some of the power-ups that Mario does have. They kind of incorporate some of those moments into the game, into the movie, rather flawlessly, and I kind of give it props for that. I can't knock a movie down for something that completely be somebody else's take on an IP. And so for that, it's entertaining watch. Is it something I would have thought Mario looked like? No, I don't. But is it something that I would probably watch again? I probably would watch this movie again. And probably different circumstances. Maybe just try to pick up different things. Maybe do some more background on why they made some of the decisions they did. I think Mario, if you're able to find Super Mario Brothers, I think this is an interesting watch. Maybe not something that the kids are going to find because there's some pacing issues here. It's not like perfectly paced. And it's not an award-winning work by any means, but I feel like there is an interesting concept here. And I don't think that this movie should be pinned down as one of the worst video game movies of all time because I think it's a very unique take and concept that it's completely out in left field where Mario is safe in the handheld of your entertainment system of Super Nintendo or whatever console you're playing it on. But overall, I kind of enjoyed Super Mario Brothers. It was an interesting reimagining, revisit of a film that I hadn't seen in quite a long time. The one thing that did bug me the most out of it is they clearly do try to set up for a sequel, and I hate when movies try to set up a sequel at the end. And I'm not sure when movies started doing this, but this movie had a post-credit sequence for some reason. I don't even know why. I just let the credits play all the way through. I think the movie stopped, and I was like, well, I gotta get this laundry folded, I guess. And I started folding some laundry, and then all of a sudden the credits were ending, and there was like a sequence there about these the gaming developers asking if they wanted to make a video game about their adventures. You think it's the Mario Brothers, but it's actually these two other side characters who had kidnapped Daisy prior, who are the cousins of King Koopa, who is actually undercover agents. So there's a lot of espionage, surprisingly, in this Super Mario Brothers movie. It's an interesting watch. I definitely go find it at the Walmart bargain bin, because that's where I found it. And if you're able to find it, it's definitely worth the $5. To at least have it on your collection. It's a good little talking piece and a revisit. It's worth. Hey, it's $5 is a good rental piece too. So watch it for $5 and get rid of the movie. Who cares? At least you watched it. So that is my takes on Super Mario Brothers from 1993. Well, that's my quick takes on the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Let me know what you guys thought about the film in the comment section. If you guys are also new here, I would love for you guys to smash that subscribe button, hit it with your plumbing tools, I guess, and join the conversation of all things movie here on Almost Sideways. Till next time, my name is Adam, and I will see you in the next one.